What's going on, guys? So you know what I'm really tired of hearing about is like when people complain about being tired and they're always looking for something to give them energy, you know? So there's tons of ways to get renewed energy. We've all tried the Bangs, the Red Bulls, the Monsters of the world. But what you don't know is about Onward. Got it right here. So check it out. So what it is Onward is created for people on the go that need a quick pick-me-up or just someone sitting around at work that just needs to finish out their day. You know, they got that 2:30 feeling. Onward gives you the support for your immune system, allows you to sustain energy, enhances your mood, and optimizes your focus. So where can you get this Onward? Easy question. Go to Strong Tower Nutrition. They carry all the fitness industry's top brands that are better for longevity and your overall health. I say they, but I mean we, because Strong Tower Nutrition is my store. Go online to stnutrition.com and you can pick up your own Onward there. So the main question I get about Onward is all the time: how much sugar is added in this supplement? So here's the thing about Onward is there is no added sugar. There's no added sugar because it's created actually with all vegan ingredients. Strong Tower Nutrition offers the peach tea, the pineapple vanilla, the cool lime, and the orange mango. I mean, you see them right here. Go to stnutrition.com because what we're doing for podcast listeners, if you go to stnutrition.com, you can get 20% off. If you type in the word strong, STRONG, type in the word strong, and you'll support Strong Tower Nutrition and you'll support the podcast. Because guess what, guys? We love you. So go ahead and get this energy in your system and quit complaining about staying awake. You know, just wake up. Grab yourself some Onward. stnutrition.com. Try it out. Today's guest is a graduate from Penn State. He's an engineer / powerlifter / smart guy. He knows a lot about a lot of things, which seems to be a thing for engineers. I don't know what it is. I know a couple of them, and they just know a lot about so many different things, not just their particular specialty. So this guy, he's a very cool guy. I haven't got to talk to him in a long time, so I thought I'd bring him on the podcast just so we can kind of hang out and just relax, have some fun. So let me introduce you guys to my guest on the Strong Tower podcast, Mr. Ben Steele.
Was saying, like, if you're a sports specific athlete, you don't necessarily need to deadlift. And no, I agree with what you were saying. You're saying, you could deadlift many different ways. Yeah, hey, you're deadlifting for time under tension, or burnout sets, or whatever you choose to do. You don't have to do the 1 rep max type of deal. Although I did read an interesting article about how some cyclists, cyclists, their whole deal is, hey, muscular endurance type of deal.
Right.
And some doctor was talking about how he worked with a guy who was a collegiate swimmer, and they were talking about how they created like this 45-minute lifting program, essentially is what it worked out to, of like you work up to heavy loads, but you're only doing it every so often inside of your normal training cycle. So yes, they're lifting heavy, but at the same time, it's like they're using trap bar, and they're like, okay, right, you're doing like 3 sets of 5, but then you're hopping right on the bike and cycling for like an hour afterwards.
Right.
So, like I said, you don't have to train hey, I'm going to do powerlifting, wear the singlet and the belt and the straps and do a 1 rep max.
Yeah, and that's what I think, I don't think he was saying it like that, but I feel like that's how he was saying it because he's a strongman.
I agree with that point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And before he even said that, like he mentioned how he hurt himself doing deadlift because he was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you attempt to deadlift like Brian Shaw, where he's so scientifically like focused on like different lifts, and he has that lift down to a science. And because you ever seen him deadlift?
Oh yeah.
He rolls it towards him.
Yeah, that's
and
actually
then
how
pulls.
I like to do it as well.
Yeah. I tried it, but it kind of messes up my mental thing that I have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's one of those things where, you know, like I coached track when I was in college and a little bit after college and through high school and whatnot. And, you know, I coached, I don't know, 100 plus athletes, specifically pole vault. And, you know, when you do that, you find that different cues work different for different athletes. So, like, that one thing you told this kid isn't necessarily going to work for this kid. So you always have to find that thing that works for whoever they're working with. I mean, for you, the rolling thing may not work. But for somebody that's like, oh, that's the thing for them.
Right, exactly.
You know, you kind of got to pick and choose your battles of what, you know, what's the mark for said person.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because I like to actually get down to like a squat and I like have the bar extended. And then I'll stand up like halfway to where my hamstrings are extended, so my knees are like fully extended, right? And then I just like I sit and pull like real fast. Like I've tried so many different ways, and you know, I mean, that's just the one thing like mentally that really gets me through it, I guess.
I mean, whatever works. I mean, like the most I've ever pulled was 530,
right?
And I did that rolling.
Yeah.
But I was also pulled 500 plenty of times in a sumo stance with basically no rolling whatsoever, and also doing similar thing we do a squat and just pull it that way too.
Right.
It's just you got to find what works for you.
Oh, exactly.
You know, and you should think about it too, like the strongmen's, like Brian Shaw and Thor and Eddie Hall. Those guys are monstrous figures. You know, 6'9", 6'10", 400 some pounds.
Well, not Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall's short.
He's short,
like
but he's the freak of the group.
Yeah, he is.
You know, I think he's like 6'3" or something like that.
Is he really?
He's still pretty big, but I mean, standing next to
he's tall for a normal. Yeah,
he's tall for a normal person, but standing next to giants. You know, so like for them, they're going to be the outlier when it comes to things like that too.
Right.
I mean, because if you see how wide their stance is, you know, they're probably what most people would call conventional. Yeah. But like, you know, dude's got like a 4 foot wide stance.
Yeah.
You know, you and I aren't going to do that. You're not 5'9". I'm not like my feet the whole way out here without trying to pull sumo.
Yeah.
So
I actually like it's like my legs are almost close together where I'm just using quads almost, but they're not because I also tilt my feet out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So then I can pull with my whole lower body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like my legs close together rather than far apart. Because I think I took that tip from Brian Shaw was to, what did he say? Was to tilt your feet out like a little bit like that, like a flying,
like duck foot.
You know what I mean? Yeah, duck foot, rather than straight forward. But that just came natural to me, and then every time, you know, it just, I don't know, things just go a lot smoother. You know what I mean?
But, I mean, like I trained both sumo and conventional.
Yeah, I hate sumo.
Yeah, I can't. A lot of people hate it. You know, they have that whole thing, like, hey, pull sumo, eat butt type of thing. They're like, you know, the outlier.
I'm not all about that, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but you have to think about it too, is like, they all have their benefits. So like I train front squat, I train back squat, I train sumo, I train conventional, because you're getting a little bit from everything.
Do you front squat like this, like the bodybuilder, or do you do it like...
I do double under.
Double under.
Yeah, it took me a long time to teach myself how to do that. That was just more so just practice.
Yeah.
And even then, like if I don't front squat on a regular basis, and I'm not stretching regularly, when I go to do it, it's like, ooh, that kind of hurts a little.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I used to do that too, and then I don't know why I stopped. Because my wrists were actually starting to get more flexible.
Yeah.
But I guess it was just, I wanted to go heavier, but I couldn't because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely could because of the squat. The squat wasn't heavy.
Oh, yeah.
But just the pressure it was putting on my wrist was just like, I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah, that's like, a lot of people, when they look at the front squats, they're like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, when you do a front squat, you're not supposed to be pushing huge 1 rep maxes. Like I've lifted really heavy on front squat, like 300 plus pounds.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, you work that flexibility and find where that happy medium is. And there's lots of ways to sort of cheat to, not necessarily cheat it, but make it easier for you to use front squat without having that flexibility. Like I've seen some people use a safety bar and
Yeah.
they hold the pad of the safety bar like this.
Yeah.
I've seen like a lot of really big strongmen do that just
Yeah.
because they're like, hey, I don't have that flexibility.
Oh yeah.
Or I've seen guys where they'll wrap the straps on the bar and they'll hold their wrist straps like this. Because I mean, not everybody's going to have amazing flexibility. Like the one buddy I lift with, horrible flexibility.
Right.
Strong as a bull, no flexibility.
Right.
And that's one of his biggest weaknesses.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. I just got a safety bar not too long ago, and I love it. I love switching between the regular bar and then the safety bar. I actually want to try one of those bamboo bars.
I've used them though, like the what are they called? Not hurricane bar. Is that what they're called? Something like that. But they're bamboo.
But yeah, I mean it's more for like stabilization and stuff like
tough,
that. But
yeah, they're really tough.
Yeah,
like,
you don't even have to put nothing on it, pretty much.
Like you put 100, you put 45s on your side, and you try to bench it. You're like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah. And your chest would be sore for days just for that one set.
Yeah, because it's all that stabilization muscle that you don't use normally. Like when people are like, I'm going one line, they're not thinking about all the little stuff. I used to do a workout not that long ago where you just put one plate on the one side of the bar. Yeah. And you have to stabilize, just like that's the same deal. But I mean, when you use a bamboo bar, that just takes that whole thing to the next level.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So what so like I've trained with you before and it was weird because like I come from like a bodybuilding like background, right? And you're just like come on, explode. But I'm so used to contracting, you know what I'm saying? But look, what got you into that? Like, did you play a sport or something in high school or something like that made you like into more explosive?
Yeah. So I ran track most of high school, a little bit of college. I was a pole vaulter.
Right.
With pole vaulting, it's all about being really quick and explosive. So it was more so you got to be explosive on 99% of things you do. When you're running, you are sprinting. When you hit the pole, you are hitting that thing. When you swing, you get a snap on it. So that's where I kind of got into the concept of being a little more explosive. But, I do train a little bit of everything. And I do some of the bodybuilder motions, the slower concentric stuff. But
yeah, it gets boring.
It gets real boring. And that's I can't do that. So like I usually rewrite my program every, 3 to 4 months. Right. Because to really see great progression in a program, you need that length of time. And most people don't even stick around that long in programs. They get bored. They go, I just don't want to do that. It's boring. I'm like, well, you don't get big and strong from just, hey, I'm going to go there and do 5 curls and leave.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the biggest thing I have when people ask me to help them with training. They're like, well, you train me. Okay, but you're not allowed to complain. Yeah. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to be nice about it.
Yeah. That's all they're going to do is complain. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, so you basically paid for me to come torture you so you could complain? Yeah. What's the thought process there? I always laugh when, right now I'm helping out probably about 5 or 6 guys on a regular basis. And they're all really funny because I'll get mad at them because I'm like, dude, stop trying to keep up with me and wait and do the right thing. Right. And I'm like, yes, the goal is to be explosive, but if you're not even close to hitting the right form, why are you even trying? Right. And they're going, well, I'm kind of doing it. Well, kind of doing it isn't doing it. Yeah. When you're driving, are you just kind of driving? Yeah, come on now. Man. Yeah. I find it funny because a lot of kids are like kids. So when I was coaching, I coached a lot of kids, middle school through high school and some college kids too. Right. And you always get those freak athletes that hey, do this thing. Okay, boom, they do it. Yeah. But 98% of your kids are not going to be that type of kid where they're coming in, they're going, yeah, I got to let me do it. Yeah. Or if they are, maybe they are, cognizant, maybe they are really good with body control, but they're not quite as athletic, so it takes them a little longer. Right. So you always run into that bout of where do I say, hey, try it again, I think you can do it, and no, I think you're doing it wrong, drop your weights, or just try it again in a different function.
Like when you train them, do you work out with them, or are you like standing there like telling them what to do?
I'm usually working out with them. So like there's a group of about 5 of us that I'll work out most days together. Yeah. On any given day, it's 3 of us, but every now and then it's about 5 of us. Yeah. I kind of hate it sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's something I tried to never do. Yeah. Is because of that reason. Like they're worrying about the weights too much. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? it took us a long time to get to what we're lifting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't start lifting this overnight.
Exactly.
You know, I remember like I was in my basement. I was stuck benching 80 pounds forever. I couldn't get past 80 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, but now I'm benching over 300 and like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's one of those things where strength is a long-term game.
Yeah.
You know, you always, like I said, you're always going to get those 2% that are just freaks.
Yeah.
They come out of that gate and they're just strong.
Yeah.
You're going to run into those people.
Oh, exactly.
But that is, and that's what blows me away is the one kid that I help out, he's kind of stubborn sometimes. Like, he's definitely strong.
Yeah.
But he's real stubborn in the fact that sometimes I'm like, you don't have to do that weight. Like, you can do, like, drop your weights and do the working sets like you're supposed to.
Right.
Rather than be like, well, I want to hit this weight. Let me hit that.
Right.
No, we're not supposed to peak for that for 3 more weeks. Do the working sets you're supposed to. And, you know, it kind of blows me away when you're working with kids like that, or adults even, and they just don't have the patience to stay the course.
Oh, yeah. But again, you learn because, like, again, like we were like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then it takes time and it takes experience to, like, get through that. Like, I remember the first time, like, I really got into lifting and I started seeing my body change. And then I started, I told myself I was getting into a bodybuilding show. Mm-hmm. So then I found a show that I was actually doing. You know, so once I started training for that, I thought I was better than everyone in the gym. No matter what, I don't care if they were stronger than me or what, I thought I was better.
Yeah, you get that mindset.
Yeah.
You get that mindset sometimes. And that's, I think, why a lot of people don't like bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Because it's such a selfish sport. It's all about me, me, me.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm never going to knock a bodybuilder because
you still got to train hard.
It's hard as hell to train. I mean, you got to stick to the diet is 100% the hardest part.
Exactly.
And you got to come in, you got to hit that cardio, you got to hit your weights, you got to do everything if you want to look good on stage.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have the guts to stand up there and go, I want to stand on stage and look good.
Exactly.
You know, like a bunch of people ask me, like, would you ever do a bodybuilding show? I'm like, no. And they're like, well, why not? I'm like, I don't ever have a desire to have that affirmation from some judge to tell me, hey, you look good or you don't look good.
Exactly.
That's a self-image. I'm like, hey, I think I look good.
Yeah.
And for me, that comes from being strong,
right,
feeling healthy,
right,
and just if I can look in the mirror and step on the scale and go, you know what, I look good. That's half the battle right there. I mean, and long-term goals, you're never going to be that stage shredded either. And you know, I see so many people that have like body dysmorphia so bad. Oh, and I definitely had it too.
Yeah, I still have it
a little bit.
Yeah.
But you see it all the time, especially with like girls that get on stage.
Oh, yeah.
And they come off their prep and then they get off stage and then they just consume.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm allowed to have this, I'm allowed to have that now. And they gain like 20 pounds in 3 weeks.
Because their walking around weight is like 50 pounds more than what they got down to.
Yes.
Because they're competing in bikini.
Exactly. And they just, their hormones get whacked out and then their mentality gets whacked out. I know more girls that after a few bikini shows, they said, I'm never doing it again, just because like their mental state was never worse.
Yeah. And I'm glad it happened to me when it did, because like I thought my goal was to be a pro bodybuilder. Yeah. Like that was my thing, you know? And that's what drove me to do everything was like people ask me, how did you know how to pose or whatever? Because I did my first show without a coach. I did it myself. Mm-hmm. I didn't have close to the knowledge I do now. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't even know how I did it. You know, I think I looked online and stuff like that. I just did cardio every single day and night. Like I remember leaving my wife Heather's house like late at night and doing cardio at night. Waking up early in the morning, doing cardio in the morning, and I had no reason why I was doing it except for I can't look like shit on stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look good. And then I watched YouTube videos of, I think Sean Ray. You know who Sean Ray is?
Yeah, I really like him. He's got a lot of really good insight on like coming up in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
He's got a lot healthier mindset about it.
Well, yeah. If you watch him when he was competing and training and the way he ate and all that kind of stuff, like he was, if I had to look up to anyone, it was him.
Definitely.
The way he looked, I was just like, that's what I want to look like.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care about these big dudes.
Yeah.
Like, Sean Ray wasn't the biggest,
but he was
big for his frame, right?
Yeah.
And like they say, he was the 212 champ before the 212 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he was. I mean, he just looked amazing, dude.
Oh yeah.
And that's who I watched his posing over and over.
He always had a great posing routine.
Oh, yeah.
And he was very good about making himself look much bigger on stage than he actually did in reality. I mean, and that's like, you see these mass monsters and you just look at them and you're like, that's cool that you can get that big, but like, that's not the name of the game. You know, as Arnold says, hey, you're a sculptor, you're sculpting your body, man. You want to look good.
Yeah.
Just being big isn't good enough.
Yeah, I think the whole big thing is like definitely coming down now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was cool when it happened, you know, with Ronnie Coleman and stuff like that.
But, it was impressive.
And Ronnie Coleman, he was like, I think the heaviest he was like 300 pounds, and he was shredded. Yeah. You know, that's another animal.
Well,
that's genetics too.
That's your 0.05%, or that's not your 1%.
But then again, like, I was thinking about this to myself the other day. Like, okay, if I was to get there, who would I want to be like? Because I see Jay Cutler, who won it 4 times. And he's like thriving in his supplements and his clothing and the social media world. He's thriving, and he only won it 4 times. But then you look at Ronnie Coleman, won it 8 times. He's one of the greatest, you know, to ever do it. But he has had thousands of surgeries. It looks like he could barely walk.
Yeah, I know. I watched that.
It's like, what would I rather choose? I would like Jay Cutler.
Yeah,
I don't care if I win it 4 times. I don't need to win it once.
Well, I think like when you get to that level, you can't say, "Hey, I want to beat this person or that person."
Yeah.
You know, once you're getting to that point where you're starting to get notoriety, you're getting fame.
Right.
You kind of have to make sure that you're genuine and you're yourself. Because when you get to those points where I'm going to emulate this person or that person, I think that gets you into trouble too. Yep. Because you're like, you stick yourself in a box and then you're afraid to expand into other things.
Well, and also people notice that.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, he's just trying to be like someone.
He's fake, yeah. Right. Exactly. And I think that's why, you know, people like Joe Rogan explode, because he's just so genuine. Like, hey, this is who I am. I'm not going to try to be anybody else.
Exactly.
And that's what I love listening to all this stuff. It's just like, hey, this is my honest opinion. You know, if I think this is cool, I'm going to tell you it's cool. And trying to take that concept and like live it is tough, because it's so easy to fall into that trap of like, well, this person's doing that, that person's doing that, and you're like, oh, I was on Instagram, this person did this, I should do that.
I think that's how, like, I feel so connected in a weird, I don't know, it's a weird way, but like to Brendan Schaub, because he's, I don't know, he's like this big dude, right? Mm-hmm. But he doesn't try and act like a tough guy.
He's so
you know
goofy.
What I'm saying? He's goofy. Yeah. But he was always like that, even before he became a comedian. You know?
I think that's why he was such a good fighter, and he's such a good personality.
And he doesn't lie about how his fighting went. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't act like he was tough. Like he said, I acted like I was tough back then. Like when they introduced Kimbo Slice into the Ultimate Fighter, that's when I used to watch. I was big into MMA back then, and I remember that happening, and the camera got on Brendan right when he said, what do you say? Like, this fucking guy or something like that. Who cares about this guy? Like, I could beat this guy or whatever. And that was like, everyone knew Brendan for that.
Exactly. Well, I mean, he always spoke his mind. I think that's more so that not him trying to be a tough guy. That's him just saying, hey, I know I have the talent to beat this guy. Yeah. And that more so comes with confidence and experience too. I mean, it's the same thing with lifting, fighting, anything. Right. Once you get to that level, you're like, I have control of my body. I know I work hard. You have that confidence of like, I can do this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I get it every now and then too, where you're like, so people are like, that looks really tough. And you're like, I can do this. I know I can.
Yeah.
Like, kind of with anything. Like, lately I've been doing a lot of renovations for friends and stuff.
Right.
And they're like, have you ever done this? I'm like, no. And they're like, well, how do you know you can do it? I'm like, I just know I can do it.
Yeah.
It's different. Like when you do it enough, you see things like that, you just go, that comes from experience.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Brendan always stood out in my mind, was more so him just saying, I don't think I'm the toughest or baddest. I just know I have talent and I want to compete.
Right. And he also tells how like he cries and he's nervous and he's very like vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Like you think of a fighter not being that way.
Oh, how can you not be?
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
getting in a cage with another guy who's probably worked just as hard as you have.
Right.
And guess what? It's anybody's day.
They want to kill you.
It's anybody's day.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to have that mentality when you're fighting too. Like, you can't be friends with that person in your mind.
Right.
Even if like, hey,
even if you're best friends outside.
Exactly.
Right.
You cannot have that mentality, because then you're going to leave something on the table and they're going to take advantage of that.
Right.
But that's like anything. You can't leave that on the table and go, oh, I think I can work through this. No, you have to be that either fight or flight mentality.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I think, like what you saying, like, oh, I think I can do that. Like, I was like that with a lot of sports.
Oh, yeah.
And pretty much, if I touch, like, That sounds a little gay, but I was gonna say if I touched a gay, not a gay, if I touched a stick or a ball,
Yeah.
like I could pretty much do what I wanted.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I never played lacrosse in my life. I was good at it right when they handed me a stick.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer I hated, but I was good at it, so I played it. You know, like different sports. I was always like that. Like Australian football, I played that. I was good at that.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know where I was going with that, but
more so the experience and just knowing, hey, I have the confidence to be able to do X thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what gave me that confidence. I think it was just knowing myself and just saying and not being scared to put myself in that moment.
A lot of people are
You know
really
what I mean?
scared to try stuff, and I think that's where a lot of fear comes from. You know, because the worst thing you can do is not try something that, even if you want to do it.
Right.
You know,
I just talk about it.
Yeah, I did that a lot when I was younger, like when I was like a kid.
Me too.
I was like, I want to do that, but I'm afraid because I hate failing.
Oh, yeah.
That's my biggest thing. I hate failing. So, like, fear is my biggest motivator thing. Like, fear of failing is, like, one of my biggest motivators. And anytime in college that I always did the best was always when I was like, man, I have to get an A on this test or whatever.
Right.
I have to turn this paper and get an A.
Right.
And it's the same thing with, like, anything else I do now. Like, someone else is counting on me to do this thing. I have to make sure it's right. I have to make sure it's good.
Right.
And that's one of the things that always kind of motivated me. And especially with sports, too. When I was younger, like I was saying, you know, I was afraid to fail. And then when I learned that failing was okay, that's when you really learn how to really be good with your body and learn about yourself and go, I can do that. I've never done it, but I can do it. I'm not maybe not going to do it the first time, but I can do it at least maybe 5-6 times later.
Had to pick a woman
To fight a man?
2 women. No,
two women to fight?
2 women.
Most of the women that I think about fighting, like I think about like MMA women.
But you know who looks tough to me is Scarlett Johansson.
I think she whoops some ass.
Yeah, she looks tough.
Because she's like...
Or Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz, she like that wiry frame.
Yeah.
And those people like look at John Bones.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like he's wiry.
I feel like
she's kind of like built like that. Like she's probably got that like snap on a little like fist or whatever. You know?
Hold on.
I can see Scarlett Johansson whooping some ass. She's kind of like that like athletic build. I don't know, like you have to see like
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah whoops some ass. You can definitely tell she whoops some
Yeah.
ass. That's a whole different.
She can fight Cyborg.
I feel bad for Cyborg.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
She probably got over that
Holy
reach too. Yeah.
Because she is, because her arms are husky.
Yeah.
Damn.
She probably get winded real fast, but let her get one shot, it's over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now that's the thing though, like you never really see like women in that light either.
What, like fighting?
Yeah, because I mean like they're always supposed to be like that motherly, like the common sense to our not common sense.
Right.
I mean, because you think about it, like as men, we do a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah.
I know my girlfriend's always like, Ben, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I think it's a good idea. You shouldn't do that. And I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm really glad I listened to her.
I don't know. My wife tells me that. I think I tell her that.
Is she the impulsive one in the relationship?
I think so.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't say that my girlfriend or
I think we're kind of the same.
Yeah, you guys are very similar. I would agree with that. Yeah. You're both like pretty measured.
Yeah, I mean, because you know, like how people say, like, oh, she's everything I'm not, or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, we're kind of the same person.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I'm more independent because I can be by myself a long time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And stuff, but like, and then she's very. Well, I guess I mean if you think of it socially, she's a lot, like 100,000 times better than me socially.
Oh yeah,
You know,
she is a social butterfly. She talks to everybody.
She like people are attracted to her, like coming up, like just being friends with her. You know,
she's just such a friendly person in general.
Yeah, I don't know why, but with me, but I'm the opposite. Like she attracts people towards her, and I push them away. Like it's funny because she's always like, "Oh, there's girls that like talk to you at the gym." I'm like, "There's literally not one that talked to me at the gym."
See, that's
just the way I look. I don't know what it is.
That's one place that I'm usually pretty friendly is the gym. And I don't know whether that's just because people look at me and go, "He looks like a nice guy,"
right?
Or there's like, "He looks like he knows what I'm doing. I should talk to him." But like, I always have a lot of friends at the gym. Like when I first go to a gym, if I'm new there, I don't feel like people want to talk to me because they kind of like look at me like, "Oh, that guy's kind of a cocky asshole."
Right.
But at the same time, like once I've been there a while, I'll start talking. Like, oh, like I have a whole group of friends at the gym.
Dude, I got like no one even talked to me, and I worked at that gym.
I know.
And people still didn't talk to me. And I saw the same people every day.
Yeah, I still have friends that I talk to from that gym too.
Yeah, and people never even so I don't know what it is about me, because I don't come up to you first. I think that's what it is.
I don't either.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't come up to someone first, but if they come up to me, like, I'm nice as hell.
You are a very nice person.
Even when I'm lifted.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a grumpy, like, oh, get away from me, I'm during my set.
Everybody knows one of those people, though.
Yeah. But I'm not like that at all. Like, I grew out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's that young, like, ego mindset of, like, the 19 and 20-year-old kid.
Yeah, and I think they get those from that those bodybuilding videos. But,
yeah.
No, I mean, I'm very humble. I came from humble beginnings, like starting lifting and all that kind of stuff. So I want to help other people. But some people just don't want to be helped. So,
dude, you got me there, man. So many people, they'll say, I want this or I want that. And it goes back to what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Just do it. I mean, so many people just, I want this, I want that. But they have no, like, will to go after it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what it is. And it's always about weight loss. Always, always, always about weight loss.
Well, that's the gimmick, man.
And
that's what sells. It's just like sex. That's the easy sell. Sex sells and weight loss sells, because guess what?
Yeah.
When you lose weight and you get skinny, you're sexy.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to talk to you and you're so popular. It's like, no. People need to learn to be comfortable in their skin.
Right.
And with social media, it's so tough.
Right.
Because everyone can filter and do this and do that and make themselves look great. Nobody looks perfect ever.
Right.
And
it's also about, like, quit looking at weight loss as something that you need to do or something like that. Like, think of it as it's going to be a journey. It's going to take a long time.
It should be a lifetime thing.
You're not exactly
learning how to be.
It's
healthy
about being
with
healthy,
that.
right?
Yeah.
It's not just about losing that weight, because then what? Because you can go on Herbalife or whatever you want to do and lose weight.
Can we talk about that pyramid scheme later?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is, and just like everything else. I mean, I can name tons of them.
Oh yeah.
When I first started getting into fitness, I had 5 or 6 different people message me. The first lady got really pissed at me because she went through her whole spiel, and I didn't know what it was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, I can make 6 figures. Tell me more."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I had no idea what a pyramid scheme was.
Oh,
I didn't know that this was coming towards me. So she was telling me about it. So I got all excited, and I started telling. I think she was friends with my grandma or something like that. And I started telling my grandma, and she was like, "Oh, that's a pyramid scheme." I was like, "What's that?" And then she explained it to me. I was like, "Oh." She was like, "Yeah." She was like, "I can guarantee you she doesn't make 6 figures."
Oh,
that's what she told me.
Okay.
But and then I had other guys come, like, year after year. There was different people that came out of woodwork trying to recruit me because their stuff has health and fitness stuff, and I'm in the health and fitness industry.
Right. You have the look, so you'll sell for them.
Right. And I'm a horrible salesperson. So
I hate sales.
So yeah, dude, I hate it. Like, that's why when I was working for that shop, I tried to become a better salesperson, but then I realized, like, I don't want to just sell things. I want people to actually use it because they need it.
Yeah, that's if you believe in a product, you're not selling it. You're selling it, but you're not making a sales pitch you don't believe in.
Exactly.
And
I'm not going to bullshit you and give you something that you shouldn't use.
Oh,
that doesn't make sense.
So many people, like GNC is a perfect example.
Oh yeah.
You should try this and you should try that.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I came in here for multivitamins. And I left with protein and a pre-workout and BCCAs and this and that, and I spent $150, and I'm probably going to throw all this shit out. And 90% of their stuff is filler.
Well, and that's why they make commission, and they have 16-year-olds trying to sell you the stuff.
Oh, they're like kids between 16 and 19.
And then people are overweight too. You very rarely see, like, muscular people or, like, girls or, like, good shape or anything like that.
Go to GNC. Yeah.
And that's why I just saw an article that they're closing like 900 stores of their stores.
Well, I think that they're realizing that model doesn't work anymore.
Right.
Brick and mortar stores,
exactly.
They're great for certain things.
Right.
But things like that, they do not stack up, man.
Right.
I mean, with like places like Amazon and bodybuilding.com, I get half my supplements delivered to my house. Why would I leave?
That's true, but I think that's why brick and mortar is still thriving a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because, one, people don't want to go to corporate like GNC or Vitamin Shop, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They rather support like their local. Also, that the formula they use with they're selling and they're making commission and they're just trying to push,
Mm-hmm.
and then also like they're not telling you the right things. You know,
most of those kids don't even know what happens.
They don't know what they're talking about, right? Like I've gone in there and tested them.
Oh, I've done it a few times.
Yeah, they tried to tell. There's one kid tried to sell Heather something, and he was telling her what it was for, and then we walked away and we're like, oh, okay, thanks. I was like, that wasn't even close.
Yeah. So, well, like 2 years ago, I had to work out of town for like 3 months.
Yeah.
I was up in like North Jersey and it sucked. I was living in a hotel and it was terrible. But like I ran out of pre-workout and I was like, shit. And we were working super long days and I was relying on pre-workout to took my motivation to get to the gym. And so I was like, all right, there's a GNC down the road. I'll go there. And I walked in there and immediately the kid was on me. He was like, can I help you with? And I was like, just buying some pre-workout. And he was like, we got this. I'm like, I already know what I'm getting. But he was like trying to tell me to give me this line of shit.
Yeah, it's different when you know someone. Like when I remember when the people used to come in the store, and I could tell like if they're gunning for something, it's different.
Yeah,
you know, and I can tell they have muscle. I can tell they work out. Like okay, they know what they're looking for. You know, I'll be like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, how you doing today?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm not trying to push nothing.
The whole pyramid scheme thing drives me nuts. I just saw this yesterday on my Facebook. A girl that I know posted a thing, looking for 2 models for my friend, blah, 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 blah. You can lose up to 25 pounds in 30 days. Bullshit. Yeah. Like, come on. Like, actual weight loss takes time. You know, like actual fat loss takes time. Like, you're not going to drop 30 pounds in 30 days and keep that off.
Yeah, and they also don't know how to eat after.
Oh, dude.
They use these shakes and stuff to supplement, you know what I mean?
Well, it's just calorie restriction of a different kind.
Exactly.
It's like any of the diets. You know, when your dog starts to get fat, what's your vet tell you? Quit feeding them so much food.
Right.
So it's the same thing with people. Calories in versus calories out. If you eat more calories than you're burning, you're going to gain weight. It's that simple. And all the diets, the carnivore, you know, the keto, the counting your macros, all of them are just calorie restriction of a different kind.
It is.
You know, I count macros, but I also look at calories too, because like there's days where I'm like, I'm not going to hit my macros. But as long as I'm like, hey, you're less than your calorie limit for the day, or you're at least close to it, you'll be fine.
Right.
But like just knowing how to have a healthy relationship with food is so difficult for so many people. And I think that's one thing that's really missing when like kids are growing up is like teaching them actual nutrition. Because like think about like when we were growing up, the food pyramid. You should have so much bread and all cheese and this and that. And
dairy. Yeah,
and they told us how many times eggs are good for you, eggs are bad for you, eggs are good for you, they're bad for you, coffee's bad for you, coffee's good for you.
Dude, everything is so bad for you now.
Oh, it's everything.
It's
It's trying to sell something. This is bad for you, you should try this. Yeah. Well, I think that's our consumer mentality too. You know, like we're always looking for the newest and the best and the brightest and everything.
Well, it's like my mother-in-law posted something on my wife's Facebook saying something about some kind of plastic is bad for you. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you know what else the media says? Oh, the sun's bad for you, but being inside is too long is bad for you. I'm like, okay, make up your mind. What do you want me to do? You know what I mean? Like,
my dad has a great saying. I don't know where he got it, but he says it all the time. You know, it's excess and moderation.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's
anything in excess is going to be bad for you.
Exactly. Like too much water can kill you.
Yeah.
But you should drink lots of water.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. People are like, oh, I drink my gallon of water. And I'm like, well, that's good. Do you also know that you flushed all the minerals out of your system when you did that too?
Yeah, that's cool.
Because you just peed it all out?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I take my vitamins. Well, yeah, you just pissed all
of
you just wasted $20 of vitamins.
That's about what happens.
Yeah. I think that's funny. When people hop on these gimmicks of every kind, you know, whether it's Herbalife or the what's the other one? The
Advocare, Arbonne.
Arbonne's like the latest one that I've been seeing everywhere. Like a couple girls that I know on Instagram, I've been trying to like push it. They're like, you get these fizz sticks and this and that if you do this, 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 and this. It's just like the Tupperware and the Princess House shit of our parents' days.
Yeah, man. I mean, Yeah, it's like that Avon like makeup
Oh,
shit.
dude, it's the same
and all
deal.
that stuff.
And the jewelry parties.
The jewelry part, right.
It's all the same sort of business model. Hey, let's take stay-at-home moms or people that work from home and want to make some more cash, and let's make them our salespeople.
Yeah.
Let's make
so
them,
they can make us money.
Yeah, let's make them buy our product.
Yeah.
So they have to hold the stock and the actual price point there.
Exactly.
And we'll sell them at 10% of whatever our cost is. And they have to sell it marked up at 100% of what we sell it.
Right.
So then they won't sell it. They'll be stuck with it. It's like that whole Lululemon thing.
Right.
Same type of deal. There's tons of those schemes.
And it's funny because like you can ask someone that does that stuff to explain them how it works.
And they can't.
No, they can. But I'm like, okay, write that on paper and look at the shape it makes.
Yeah, that's half of it right there.
Boom, 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 boom. It goes up the line. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, well, how is it different from what you do? I buy from people and that's it.
You're buying directly from the
manufacturer. Whatever I make, they don't get any of.
Right. You buy at a negotiated price.
That's about it.
And then you sell at a price point that makes you money.
Right.
That's how businesses work.
Yep.
Most people do not understand that.
Yeah.
A lot of people really don't understand.
Because I've gotten that too.
Oh, yeah.
Because they see what I do, and they're like, "Oh, well, what's yours? How is yours different than mine?"
Yeah.
I'm like, that's. I tell them exactly what we just said.
Yeah, you're buying directly from a manufacturer.
Yeah,
that's different.
And that's about it. That's the only time I pay them. They don't get any of what I make.
All right.
So yeah, works like that.
I think it's hysterical how little people actually know about business. Yeah. I think that goes back to like school systems. So I think like the public school systems need to change. Like there's so many times like when I was sitting in school and I was like, how come we don't ever get taught anything about taxes? How come we don't ever get like business classes growing up? Like why?
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why they shouldn't be telling us that stuff. Right. Well, you need to learn algebra. You need to learn how to write an essay. Those things are important. I'm not knocking those, but take 6 months and teach kids how to do taxes.
Yeah. Take
6 months and tell them how to do financial analysis.
Yeah.
Take a month and teach them how to do, hey, this is how loans work.
Yeah.
Like I had a buddy, we were just talking the other day, he was talking about how, he's like, dude, my college loans kill me. And he goes, I had no idea that they were going to be this bad when I took this loan.
Yeah.
And Sallie Mae and Navient and whatever you want to call them now, because they rebrand every year because their ratings suck.
Oh yeah.
And they're almost criminal because they don't explain what it costs to borrow money.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest crime is they just don't fully explain, hey, we'll give you money to do this thing, but our price for you to borrow our money is going to be this. Yep. It sounds great on paper, but then you get to the point where you start paying, you're going, whoa, 12%? That doesn't sound like a lot, but it is.
Yeah, and then you know that you can't, okay, so what if you did all that college and you're like, because you think you're going to get a job in what you just went to school for?
Right.
What if you don't?
Yeah.
I worked at, when I was 19, I worked at a grocery store as a security guard. There was 3 people there that went to Penn State.
Oh, yeah.
That worked there.
I have plenty of friends who went to college, got a degree, don't even work remotely close to whatever they went to school for.
Exactly.
I mean, like I've known that I was going to be an engineer since I was like 5.
Yeah.
I was just one of those rare people. Like, this is what I'm going to do.
A lot of people do go to get a job in what they do, right. But most of the people don't nowadays.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I think a lot of people don't really explore what they actually like. Because I think our age group is a lot more into the concept of, finding a job that they actually enjoy.
Right.
Because we grew up in that era of kind of like, hey, our parents helped us out and supported us enough, so where we can have a little more luxury.
We're kind of like half and half with everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't get full of that, but now we're like in the era where like the kids under us are going to be like small business owners and stuff like that because that's what's growing. A lot of people are starting their own businesses. Right.
I love that. I love going to small businesses too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my girlfriend and I went to Chincoteague down in Virginia.
Okay.
And we went to this little taco place that was local. It was a great little local taco place. And they were like,
you'll find some of the best stuff at those little places.
Yeah, and they were like, we used to be a food truck, and we finally opened a brick and mortar store, and I'm like, you guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I bought their hot sauce, I bought one of their t-shirts. We went there 3 days in a row. I didn't care, because I was like, your shit's awesome.
Exactly.
And chain restaurants are great, but they also suck.
Right.
They're great when you're traveling, you're like, man, I'm hungry.
And you know what the food's like
already. I know
already.
this is already going to be like, I'm just going to go there because I know it's there. But they suck when you're like, I want a great meal. Yeah. And you go to Applebee's and you pay $35 and you're like, I could have made
Piece of
better
shit.
food at
Yeah.
home. Well, that's things I love to cook too. So
And
like,
cheaper too.
oh my
'Cause
god,
usually
yeah.
the best stuff is cheaper
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
good. And then you do a lot, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's the thing is like I love cooking. So all the time I was just like, we're gonna make this, we're gonna make that. My girlfriend's like, how do you know to make all this stuff? I'm like, well, my mom, and my grandmother were great cooks, but you just gotta learn.
Yeah.
You try and see what works.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. A lot of people, a lot of these kids now don't even know how to cook.
It's called a microwave then.
Yeah. I mean, like growing up, it was funny because my mom wasn't that like big of a cook or whatever. So like when we came home, and she had a long day at work too. She didn't get off till like 5 or something like that. So she didn't want to like cook us anything. It was always fend for yourself. Like find something you can eat or whatever. So I learned how to like make stuff. Not just the microwave, but like other things. And then, getting into bodybuilding, I learned how to cook my own food. And,
Well, you have to learn how to cook your own
Stuff.
food, and it's important to know what's in your food too.
oh yeah.
You know, a lot of the stuff that people eat is terrible. I mean,
Right.
like I had a Pop-Tart earlier today. They're delicious. I love Pop-Tarts. I will eat them all the time. I will never stop buying them. But God, they're horrible for you.
Yeah.
They have so much sugar in them.
Yeah.
They're so good. And
Would you have a pre-workout?
yeah, I'm going to the gym after this.
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like, I had to have a little bit of something in my stomach. They just came out with a chocolate peanut butter Pop-Tart. I was like, oh, baby, come to
Yeah,
Papa.
man, they're good.
Yeah.
I had to stop because I was eating them and then for like pre-workout.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't work out.
I'm gonna have another pack.
I'd be like, oh damn, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I mean, I was making like I taught myself how to like make my own pancakes and all that kind of stuff. Like, and then getting into bodybuilding, I was learning that like about like nutrition. I pretty much taught myself like nutrition because even though I went to school for it, they didn't really get in depth
Yeah.
about it.
They
you know?
skimp a lot of information.
Yeah, and then like nowadays you see documentaries come out like What the Health, and you get like
A lot
other.
of those are scare tactics, though. Like a lot of those anybody can make a documentary. Like you and I can make a documentary now about anything.
Yeah,
They don't have to be founded on any kind of science.
and it can just be about like what we believe.
Yeah, we can be like,
That's pretty much what a documentary
Yeah,
is.
we can make a documentary like, oh, this water bottle here is the best kind of water bottle there is, and yours isn't good because yours has labeled and mine doesn't.
Yeah.
And here's all the reasons why.
Right.
They don't have to be founded on any type of science.
And it could be the same water.
Exactly. It could be the exact same water. I could have just took this water
Yeah,
bottle,
different
filled it from the
bottles.
tap, and yours could be the same deal, and people would never know.
Exactly.
You know, and then did you see that scare video that they put out about like processed cheese and real cheese and it was all about like different foods that people shouldn't eat, and I think the thing that
sounds
stood,
dumb.
yeah, the thing that stood out, they were like they had processed cheese, it just like burned and charred, and then like the natural cheese melted. So I watched like another video from a woman who was actually a scientist, and she like debunked all of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was hysterical because she explained why like everything they said was basically wrong.
Yeah.
And I thought that was hysterical because I'm like, this was just totally a scare tactic video. But like, who comes up with these ideas? They're like, let's make a scare tactic video and let's see how many people watch it. Like, is it for click?
No, it's what they believe.
But like, how?
This is seriously what they believe. It's just like organic versus regular stuff.
Do you know the difference in organics and stuff?
Like, I really don't care. It's more expensive.
No, like literally, like
That's
so,
what
like the FDA has like grades of like when you put labeling on food, it
Right.
has to have like a certain percentage of that has to be true. So like when it says organic, it doesn't have to be 100% organic. It can be like 70% organic.
Yeah, see, that's what. And it's
And like it's
expensive.
yeah, like I just saw this the other day. Yeah.
Like, bananas are bananas to me. I don't care. Like, I don't know if you sprayed it with whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Tastes the same to
It
me.
tastes exactly the same. Same
Yeah.
with chicken. Same with all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
Well, that's the other thing that blows me away is when people are like complaining, "Oh, this is healthier." I'm like, yeah, it also costs more money.
yeah.
It's a way for you to pay more money for the
It
same
really
thing.
is. It really is. The only thing that really disgusts me is stuff in cans.
I can't eat canned food, man.
Yeah,
I struggle with
it does.
I
It
eat tuna.
makes me
I
sick.
hate canned tuna. I
Oh,
love canned
tuna's
tuna.
different.
I love
Yeah.
canned tuna.
Tuna's different, but
Yeah.
like Becca the other day, like she bought canned potatoes.
Oh, that sounds terrible, dude.
I'm like, that looks disgusting. She's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, but it's good if you put pepper or whatever.
If
on
you
it. I'm like,
smother it in
no.
seasonings.
I'm like, no, not at all. Just the thought of it just the look of it in a can looks nasty.
That's like canned corn and stuff like that. I'm like, that's
Ugh.
pretty good.
Corn? Ugh.
Dude, you strain it, it's pretty good actually.
Dude, I can't stand corn.
Really? You're not a corn person?
I can eat it. I have no problem with the taste. I have no problem with the taste. It's like something about the look of, especially in a can. Corn on the cob, I'm fine.
I love corn on the cob, man.
But corn in a can looks gross. It looks like someone just like put it in their mouth, and like switched it up and then spit it back out.
Oh, now I can't eat canned corn anymore.
That's what it looks like.
You ruined canned
Because
corn.
then it's slimy, right?
Wait, are you talking about like cream corn?
Oh, no. Well, the canned corn looks the same way.
No, like the kernels
Oh,
are just like in water.
Yeah, but it still looks the same to me. It's still gross.
definitely-
It's still. It don't look like the corn on the cob though.
That's definitely not corn on the cob.
Right. I mean that's the only corn I can eat, and I'm not really a big corn person. I don't feel like it does anything for me.
Well, I mean, like when you think about it, like when you eat it, like it comes out the same.
Yeah.
So what do you really
it
get
doesn't
from
break down, right?
Yeah.
So.
But think how much like stuff from corn is in food.
Right, and that's good. But then
But like, are you getting the same nutritional content? Like, even if like you break it down and ground it up, and whatnot, and then you're eating it, like if you're eating corn, it comes out the same as like when you want your mouth.
yeah, I mean it's hard to tell. I mean, it's hard to tell with any food what kind of nutritional content you're getting because of the way things are cooked, the way they eat things are.
It's true because nutritional content changes when you cook it.
Exactly, and there's only certain things you can eat raw.
I don't think I'm smart enough to have this conversation.
No, me either.
Like I'm smart, but I'm also kind of really stupid.
Yeah,
Like I'm smart in my own areas, and I stick to that.
yeah.
And I try to learn about other things, but at the same time, like I'm definitely.
No, it's just like we're both sitting here with questions with no one to answer them.
we have Google,
You know
but
what
at the
I'm
same
saying?
time, I don't trust Google.
No.
Because we definitely Google the wrong thing. We'll pull up an article that some
You know.
scare tactic person wrote.
You know what's funny? Sometimes I watch podcasts and stuff, and they'll Google something. They're like, "Oh, what's on the Wikipedia?" I'm like, "Why do you look at Wikipedia?"
Anybody can edit that stuff.
That's not, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's like Daniel Tosh. Someone he had like a thing for a while where he had people go in and like edit his Wikipedia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had it said that he was like dead, and then they had the whole thing would go around that like, oh yeah, Daniel Tosh is dead. He's like, I'm not dead. Someone just changed my Wikipedia page.
Oh, I just saw. Oh, because we're going to talk about that Larry Wheels thing.
Oh my god, dude, can we talk about that?
But there's another one. Jeremy
Buendia.
He did it too.
Yeah.
But I saw someone change his to his Wikipedia page.
What they changed to?
Something about his penis not being big or something. But it was funny.
What?
I don't even know if I
why
can
is that
find
always the first insult when people like try to insult dudes? Like your dick's small. Like,
I
it
don't
is
even
demeaning.
know.
Yeah, it is demeaning though.
But how would it be demeaning? Like if some random guy told me my dick was small, I'd be like, okay, bro, like cool.
I mean, true, but at the same
Because
time,
I know it's regular size, so.
but like, why is that always like the go-to? Like, oh, he probably got a little dick.
I don't know. I think for guys, because sex is just like it's like
Such a
manly.
masculine thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same
That,
thing with like
like-
being gay.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, man, I don't know.
That's a good again questions with no one to answer.
I mean, it's like girls with boob size.
Yeah.
I'm like, who really cares about? Do guys care about boobs anymore?
I mean, I like boobs.
I like boobs, but not like some dudes do.
And some guys.
I'm not like homo.
I have a buddy who's definitely all about it. He's like, he's got
Really?
big boobs. Yeah, he's all about the big boobs, man.
They have to be real or fake.
I don't think he cares.
Because you
I mean,
can tell.
I mean, you have that saying, I can ski on fakes. No, I can play with fake boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it goes either way. It's kind of like preference, like anything else. But I mean, if I had the choice, I'm going with a nice butt.
Oh yeah. Oh no, all day.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. Fake boobs, they just don't do it. Like, it's just weird looking. You know what I mean?
If done wrong, I have definitely seen some that were.
Oh yeah, definitely done wrong. But I'm just talking about like you can like I can tell if someone has it because they're just so like perked up and they're just so like it doesn't match the girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of like Kim K.
I'm just like
Like you look at her butt and you're like, doesn't match her legs at all.
I was like, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
Nah.
Yeah. All right, so we want to talk about this Larry Wheels thing.
But oh yeah, go ahead.
What do you think about all that? I mean, like I
didn't read the whole story, so I know he beat his girlfriend or something.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
So there's no
accused of it.
evidence to substantiate it.
I saw pictures. Her eyes were fucked up.
So I didn't see all the information. I just caught on to this today, and I watched a little bit of her video. I watched about 5 minutes of her video.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, she posted it on YouTube. She has audio clips that she kept of him when they were fighting. Now, audio clips are one thing, video is a different thing. I'm not sure how to feel about it. Like, if he did it, shame on you. Because didn't he talk about, hey, his mom was in an abusive relationship and this and that?
Yeah.
But at the same
Sucks.
time, if he didn't do it, why is she trying to take him down? You know, did he hurt her emotionally that bad? Or, like, is it financially motivated? or is he really just a piece of shit who beats women?
You know what? I mean, I have no idea. I mean, so the more information gets out there, like, because I hate being that person that automatically accuses someone because of what the media put out.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought the same thing about Sean Roden.
Yeah.
But then they came out with more information. I was like, oh, dude, he's guilty.
Well, I mean, did you see all the shit that came out? It was like, oh yeah, homeboy definitely whooped her.
Dude, they had DNA.
Yeah.
Like, of his spit on her nipple.
Ooh, yeah.
From trying to suck on him or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, dude, man, I just don't even, like, bodybuilding, they've come so far. And they're so close to being on, like, national television.
They just took 10 steps back.
And then, dude, there's not even, I don't think they ever will now.
I don't think it ever will. It's such a niche thing, but it became so big because of social media and getting more hype and whatnot. Everybody wanted to look good. But then when you do stuff like this, you get 3 guys in a row that all pop out and get accused right away. Yeah. Now, I didn't look much into the Buendia stuff. I mean, I saw the headlines and was like, oh, Buendia got accused and whatnot.
I think I looked more, because I did a podcast about Sean Roden's thing.
Okay, yeah.
I think I know more about that, but like the Larry Wheels thing I just saw, Buendia thing I just saw. Yeah. I kind of looked over it. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't care about Buendia. He just keeps saying shit online.
Like, but Larry Wheels just seems like a good dude. Like, yeah, Jeremy Butt, dude, he always seemed like a little, like a douchebag to me, but...
If you look at him, he kind of is a douchebag.
Yeah, I mean, and he's very... But he is, like, helpful to his family and to his heritage.
Oh, yeah,
he's, like, Filipino or something like that.
Something like that,
yeah. Yeah, Sean Roden and Larry Wheels, man, I don't know what's... Especially, I think Sean Roden's a bigger deal.
Oh, I agree with that.
Because, I mean, of course what he did was a bigger deal. But
because they actually have actual evidence about that.
He's also the reigning Mr. Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
And now he can't compete at all ever.
Right. Yeah.
So...
And if you beat women, that's like the lowest form to me. Like, pedophiles...
Or rape.
Pedophiles, rapists, women beaters.
Right.
Like, honestly, like, pedophiles, don't even take them to prison, just take them out back and put them down.
Yeah.
Rapists, same kind of deal.
Yeah, man.
Woman beaters, I don't think you need to take them out, but at the same time, be like, what motivates you to try to beat a woman? Like, why?
It's something within yourself.
Oh, it's a psyche thing.
It is, because if you're that much of a pussy that you have to hit a woman, you know, I just, like, that makes me sick, because, like, I don't care how mad you get. I don't care how strong you think you are, how hard you are. Especially, like, the dude's fucking strong as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you need to hit a woman?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because that's why I hate Greg Hardy so much. I want him to fail in the UFC. I want him to get kicked out. He just won the other night.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he just won the other night. I'm pissed.
Well, it's like there's so many guys in the NFL, same deal. Like,
yeah, I don't know what's going on, man.
It's the whole... It's the controversy.
But I hate to say it, man, but why is it all black dudes?
There's plenty of white dudes out there that are just...
Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, there definitely are, but...
It's just easier to vilify a black guy.
Yeah.
It's easier to vilify a black guy because in most people's eyes, like, there's still racism to go around.
Oh, yeah.
So to say, oh, this black guy beat a woman, headline.
Right.
You know, white guy beats a woman, oh, yeah, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the whole Harvey Weinstein stuff. He's just a rich white guy. They're like, oh, whatever, try to sweep it on the rug.
Yeah.
But if that was a rich black guy, oh, dude, they are taking him out, they are hanging him in the gallows.
I think it would be different, though. Because Harvey Weinstein, not also rich, but he had power.
Oh, yeah.
He said, if you don't do this, I'm not going to give you this part.
Right.
So that's his thing. I think it would have been the same for a black dude. Because right now, I just don't think it matters.
I don't think it does matter.
I think when you get to a certain point up high, like with money and power, it doesn't matter what color you are.
Oh, 100%. But to the same degree, though, like if you are black, you're definitely getting the book thrown at you.
Right.
I mean, the whole thing with R. Kelly, he deserves that. But
yeah. R. Kelly's a piece of shit.
Oh my god, yeah. But at the same type of deal, like, people like him, it's super easy to vilify him.
Right.
Same thing with Bill Cosby.
Right.
Now, both of those guys deserve nothing but the worst.
Actually, I think it was harder for Bill Cosby because everyone saw him as a nice dude and a funny guy.
He had that persona of like...
Because for me, it was hard.
Dad.
Exactly. Because I was like, what the fuck? I would never thought...
Well, we grew up watching him.
Right.
You know, and he was the friendly dad on the show.
Right.
My parents took him to go see him live comedy when I was like 5. No, I fell asleep, but...
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't see him do it, but like OJ, like I could see him do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
OJ's a little off.
Yeah.
Like when you see interviews from him when he was like in the league one night, you look at him, you're like, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, like, and I feel like he's got like a Twitter now or something like he's been posting on.
I've
like,
seen that.
Yeah, and in one clip I heard him. He was like bragging about what he did or something, or like
I didn't hear about that.
not almost bragging about it, but kind of like implying it because he said, "Oh, people don't like this" or something like, "We'll go find them" or something. You know?
Oh,
like,
I did hear about
like,
that.
hey man, you definitely shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff since you just got out for murder.
I think people like that don't have the cognitive ability to realize they shouldn't be saying things like that.
Right.
I mean, they've already made bad choices in the past.
Right.
So they probably already.
He's probably like, "Oh, I'm not going back to jail, so I could say this."
Yeah. Well,
You know?
it's not for this right now.
At least not for that. Right.
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely wild. But I mean, if Larry Wheels did it, shame on him. He deserves nothing but the worst. And fuck him in his career.
But he's not really. He doesn't do anything though.
Yeah.
So what does he do?
He creates YouTube
It's up to-
videos.
yeah, it's up to
sells
people.
stuff. Yeah.
It's up to people, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's up to his followers, or and all those kind of people because he doesn't compete. He doesn't.
Right.
Nobody really runs his shit.
Right. He runs his own stuff.
Right.
But I did notice, I was on his Instagram today, and people were commenting in his most recent photo, and they were they're calling him out. You're a clown. You're a clown.
Yeah.
And they're like, how comes you got rid of your commenting on your previous post and this
Yeah.
and that? So he kind of is playing this I'm guilty but not guilty card.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I think he might be responsible for at least some of it.
Oh yeah.
Because if you didn't do it, you would get out in front of it, or at least try to get out in front of it and be like, hey, look, I didn't do this.
Well, it's hard when
This
she
is
has
what
proof
happened.
too.
Yeah.
Like in her face.
Yeah.
Like her face is fucked up, and then if she has audio, whatever,
Yeah. That's the thing is, I think he is guilty. And, well, that's the other thing you and I were talking about earlier. A lot of these guys are on drugs.
Yeah.
There's no doubts about it. And if people don't think that guys like that are not on drugs, you're nuts. You don't build muscle mass like that naturally.
Right.
Your body has a limit of how much muscle mass and size it will put on naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't reach that without drugs.
Right.
And most of these guys are on stuff. So is it drug related?
I don't know. I mean, I think since I do have experience with that, I have felt at times where I do. I mean, there's times where I get angry, at certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's not just an anger thing either. When you're on any type of performance enhancement, it enhances everything you already have.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, the whole stereotype, oh, is it boy rage, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
If you're not really an angry person to begin with, you probably won't be that angry on steroids.
No, I would agree. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you have some type of anger or depression or whatever, it's probably gonna be 10 times worse.
It's gonna amplify it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when I first took steroids, I had suicidal thoughts all the time. I had anger issues like crazy after I was just getting over them. All this kind of stuff. And it really just pushed it to another level. But then I kind of got used to it, and it all calmed down. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be. It very well could be because of that. But it's also in your bloodstream. So how are you supposed to know if it's what's what? He's still responsible no matter what he's taking. He's still responsible, just like any drug addict.
Oh, exactly. You're responsible for your actions,
Right.
100%.
Even a drunk person.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh, I only did it because I was drunk." I don't care. You're still responsible.
You still
I don't
did
care
it.
what you. Yeah. You were drinking, so
Man, still did it.
it's the same. Same boat.
Well, I mean, to add to that, I think a lot of those guys, they have a lot of stuff to prove to themselves, and they kind of have a concept of what they view themselves as.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not achieving that, so they have some sort of, complex of an inferiority complex or whatever.
Yeah.
And, where's the easiest place to take that out on? Someone who's close to you.
Right.
So, I mean, as someone who has a girlfriend that I've been dating for a long time, as someone who has a wife,
Right.
I mean, you get your fights.
Oh yeah.
You argue. But I would never hit one.
No. Not
Never.
at all.
I mean, what would motivate you to even do that just blows my mind. And I understand the whole crime of passion thing. Sometimes people just get so emotional, they can't help themselves when something goes wrong. But you're still responsible.
No, you can. There's plenty. If you're anywhere, you can find an object that you can just wail on.
Right. Yeah.
Not a human being. I
But
don't care if it's a man, woman, kid,
Right.
whatever.
But even
Animal.
still, you should try to control your emotions enough to
Exactly.
some point where you're not like blowing yourself out.
Right.
You know, that's one thing that I think is totally underrated is trying to control your emotions a little more.
Exactly.
So many people do not know how to do it, and it's
Yeah.
very evident. And the fact that they have trouble controlling their emotions bleeds into everything you do.
Exactly.
You know, and that could be very well be Larry Mills' thing. He's just like, he is an even keel person, but then when he gets stressed out, he doesn't know how to deal with it. He just explodes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you should be beating your girlfriend.
Yeah, man. Especially that, like, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that I can think of or say like that can make me say like, oh, okay, he had a reason. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
I'm not defending him in the least.
No, right.
I just want to state that, like, literally, I'm not defending either of any of those men.
No.
Because they don't deserve to be defended. If they have some sort of evidence that says otherwise, I'll happily listen to it and I'll give them the chance.
Right.
Because I believe everyone deserves some sort of redemption one way or another.
Because even being
Besides
accused,
racists, but,
right? Even being accused of that, you're just like you got those skeptical hippo eyes, and you're just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because it's like, why would you be accused of it if you weren't doing it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, and I brought up before, like, you could have like a ex-girlfriend or your girlfriend got mad at you and then she can just like splurt that out, like say he raped me or something, you know what I mean? And that gets taken real serious.
And one of my friends was falsely accused of rape in college.
Yeah,
and
see, that's some bullshit.
It literally, and it's ruined a good portion of his life because the police took zero action because once they listened to her story, she was inconsistent on everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she failed to report it immediately when it happened. When she said it happened. And, she basically was mad because he had started talking to another girl. And he got kicked out of college.
Yeah.
That hurts. And that's on his record. I mean, not political record,
Right.
Police record at least,
Right.
but on his college record.
Oh, yeah.
And he tried to transfer to a different college next year. We can't take you.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. It's really tough.
But that's the thing about women too, is like that pisses me off. Is like, I understand it's got to be hard. I have no like experience with all that like happening to me or not like anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to know, like that one lady. It was 30 years ago. How do you remember anything? How do you expect people to remember anything?
Yeah.
How are you gonna have any kind of witnesses if it happened 30 years ago?
But that's also tough too, because times were really
You know what I'm
different.
saying?
And speaking out, like a lot of women were just kind of to the point where they were like,
Right. I mean, well, even
You're
with the
lying.
Michigan State, the Michigan State gymnast, like it took them a long time to come out with it. I'm like, at least this girl that happened with Sean Roden came out the day after.
yeah, that takes a lot of balls though.
It does.
Good on her for doing
It does. And
that.
I'm so glad that happened, or else no one's gonna believe her.
Right. Good on her for that.
You know?
There's so many women that are abused or something happens to them, they don't speak up.
Right. And she might have solidified it because they got to get DNA from his saliva on her.
Right.
You know? And there's so many different things, but I just feel bad. Like, I don't hate women for that, but I just wish, no matter how hard it is to just come forward and, find it. There's so, like, we're so about equality now. There's so many women cops that you could talk to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If a man doesn't believe you or something.
Well, I think a lot of that is we need to make it safer and easier for rape victims of any kind, whether it's child abuse, sexual abuse from a woman or a man, to be able to come forward and speak in a safer platform. Because so many times the media blows it up, or they're afraid of what their neighbors are going to say, or if the kids, the same thing with like pedophiles, the kids are always afraid to say something because the adult has gaslighted this child. Well, if you'll get in trouble too if you tell on me. You basically get brainwashed into thinking it's not okay.
Right.
So that's why it's so tough, and we need to make it a safe spot, for either a mental health counselor, or maybe they train some detectives and police officers in techniques on how to deal with this. I'm sure they're probably doing this already.
Yeah.
But I think that's something they need to look into. because so many times we vilify the victim a lot.
Right.
And that should not be okay in any form.
Right.
You know, it's scary probably being a woman. You know, my girlfriend lives in Philadelphia.
Right.
It's probably scary sometimes for certain women to walk down the street at night. You know, they're like, they are always on edge. You know, is some guy going to pop out and try to rob me or something going to happen to me? Because that's probably a legitimate thought in their head. Whether they think it's going to happen or not, I mean, it's probably popped in your wife's head once or twice.
Yeah.
I know my girlfriend's voiced to me before. She said that, you know, I felt scared before walking down certain streets. And that's a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to discuss there, and that could be a whole podcast on its own thing right there.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, but you good? You want to look? You got time or?
I still got time if you want to keep going.
All right.
Maybe what, hour and a half? We can keep rolling.
Well, I got I just have something to do with that on here if I can find it. Yeah, you seen this?
I have not seen this. Where's this at?
California, Stockton.
Okay.
Or just let the ad play.
Always an ad, right?
Jeez.
You know, we're like one of the few countries that allow, I think it's us in New Zealand
That allows
ads for drugs.
Oh, for drugs.
Yeah.
Well, how else would they make money?
By selling the drugs at a reasonable price. I understand it though, because it takes a lot of money to bring drugs to market.
Right.
But at the same deal, like, why you gotta push it in our faces?
Right.
And like the list of symptoms, like, may make your eyes bleed, your skin may peel off, and your toes are going to fall off.
Yeah,
and by the way, diarrhea every single day.
Why does everything give you diarrhea too? That's what I've always wondered. Like, dude, it's every drug out there.
By the way,
I don't want to take any of that.
With your first package, you get free adult diapers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this stuff's not natural. So
how long is this?
It's like a whole minute. Jeez. Well, I mean, this is Fox News, so they're just trying to get their stuff paid for their clicks.
Yeah, for real.
Look, it only says ad 101, so I think we might be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, add 1 of 1 for an hour.
What if like they just had an entire like TV station of just ads?
Yeah.
Like there's no content on it, just ads.
It wouldn't be TV anymore.
I hardly even watch TV.
No, yeah, I don't either. There's people that still do. I watch like live sports and stuff.
Yeah, but that's different. But like you can pay for streaming services and that stuff nowadays, anyways. That's not how you usually do it.
This surveillance video is from Sunday night on Henry 1 Boulevard in Stockton's Weston Ranch neighborhood.
Whoa!
Look at that video. You can see a group of males and females.
Nice.
Husband and wife being viciously attacked. Teleprompts were young.
Whoa!
Yeah, they were just taking out the trash.
Their own driveway was asked that group of teens to move along.
They'll show the lady's face in a little bit.
Dude, she got kicked in the face a few times. Ow!
All these punk ass kids, man.
I see my two neighbors on the right side and they just running across the driveway. Next door, Patrick Barbell says he helped his two neighbors shortly after the melee. At first, he thought the woman was covered in a strawberry daiquiri. She just comes running over and asking for help, so I, of course, let her into the house here and turned the lights on. It was not a drink. It was covered in blood.
Whoa!
Look at her
Holy shit!
You know that's not fake.
She claims the violence started when a man sucker punched her. Mother of 4 kids, she and her husband are now both in a lot of pain. She says they won't be bullied out of their own neighborhood. I think identified the police as do the right thing and give us a call. Take a close look at the teenagers in the video. If you recognize one of them, stop the police say he could be in for some big money. Crime Stoppers is offering cash reward up to $10,000 for
Holy shit, man, that's scary. Well, that's I don't know if you remember this, but a few years ago, a gang of kids ran through Temple's campus and was like beating random people up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's so scary. Like, what motivates you to just like randomly sucker?
Well, I think you know what they said. Cause I dug more into it, and they said the husband and wife said they were taking out the trash, and they said, "Oh, keep moving," because the kids were like hanging around or something, and then they just came and attacked them. I was like, there had to be more because you notice all the kids are black. The two other people were white. You know what I'm saying? They must have said something more
to
those kids.
Hispanic. And the one guy that's punching right there, he looks white, so I don't know.
Like I don't want to stand up for the kids, but you got to look at it both sides because like they had to say more.
Something definitely happened. The couple's definitely not telling everything that happened.
Yeah, to get her beat like that. I mean, because there was like girls in that gang too.
Yeah.
Like 2 girls and like a couple of dudes.
But still, she must have said something. There's definitely more to that. But that's just like, that's crazy though.
I still hate that. But this whole like ganging up on people, because I've been jumped before and it was awful.
Yeah.
Luckily I got out with like no. I had like a bruised rib or something.
Yeah.
Because I dude like kicked me like a soccer ball.
Oh.
But they didn't take anything, so I was good.
Mm-hmm.
But there was another one where these kids like jumped a handicapped person. Yeah. I'm like,
well, that's
how does that feel? How does that make you feel tough? It's like beating up a handicapped person.
a lot of these
Like
kids,
a dude in a wheelchair or a girl in a wheelchair or something like
a
that.
lot of these kids don't have proper home lives, and a lot of them they don't.
For me, that's not even an excuse.
That's not an excuse, but I'm just saying, like, when you get brought up in a world of violence, it's really easy to be violent. And I don't say we shouldn't hold them responsible, but at the same time, like, what's their motivation behind just beating someone up? I mean, there's something deeper there than just like, hey, this handicapped guy, let's beat him up, or hey, you're white, let's beat you up, or hey, you're black, or
That's what I'm saying.
beat you up.
Like, because they know that gives them power. It always comes down to power. I think
It's like the bully concept.
Yeah.
I don't have power in this arena, so I'm going to take it in another one.
Right. Because what if they did that to someone that can fight?
Yeah, I've seen that happen a few times.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's funny because I heard a story where these 2 guys were like honking at each other on the road, and they both pulled over. And one thought he was going to do all this jiu-jitsu stuff because he was like a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Turns out the other guy was too. So they pretty much just rolled in the grass. And then they got up and like shook hands. I'm like, that is so crazy.
You know
Like, what are the odds of that?
You know what I think is underrated? The ability to be able to just be like, you know what, I don't like you, let's just go fight real fast. I think there should be some sort of arena, especially for like teenage boys, where you can be like, all right, I know you don't like him, and I know you don't like him. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to organize some sort of boxing match or something where you guys can try to kick each other's ass and you can get over with and shake hands.
Right.
Because
not even that too. Like someone there to end it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they just go on too long, and then sometimes where nothing happens.
I remember being in a fight in high school where I just saw a kid get the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
Like someone should have stopped him, and like I was there and I was like, I would do this, but I will also get my ass kicked.
Yeah.
You know, and just it went on too long. Like dude got jacked up, and you see that all too often.
Yeah.
It's just unfair. But
I mean, people just gotta pay attention. I mean, like with the whole like road rage thing. Like 1, you don't know if someone has a gun with them or a weapon. 2, you have to assume. Like, I mean, I'm stealing this from, I think, where did I see this? Fire and the Kid. I think he said, like, assume that you're fighting, assume that Mike Tyson is in there with a AK-47.
that's a good thought.
That's going to make you not going to go to that, like, try and get out your car and fight that person.
Yeah. No, I definitely had road rage before, and it's something that...
Oh, I have it all the time.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I think my girlfriend's way worse than both of us, dude. She
I have it
usually
all the
hear her
time.
yelling, man. But, like, I definitely been at the point where, like, you're ready to get out of your car a few times.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, it's just like you have to take a step back, go, it's just driving. I want to get to where I'm going safe. Just take a deep breather. I've been trying to do that to myself. Like, okay, take a deep breath. It's going to be fine. Like, just they're driving slow. They're going to turn off, or you'll be able to pass them soon. I get blown away by the people who like ride your ass and then cut you off and weaving in and out of traffic.
Yeah, those people. Yeah.
Those people that cause accidents, and those are people that usually have like zero remorse when they do stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it all too often, especially when I'm driving to Philly, and you just see a dude on a bike, no helmet, just like weaving traffic. I'm like, you're gonna get hit, and you're probably gonna have a concussion or get worse. Maybe you'll die. And then you're gonna, well, the worst part about it is you're gonna hold all of us up, and what you might die and get messed up. Plus, you're holding up all kinds of traffic. You're probably gonna cause some more accidents because of that. All because you think that you need to get somewhere faster than the rest of us.
I just started giving people a thumbs up. Like, if they go by me, like, this one dude was, like, riding my ass through, like, Ellesmere. I'm like, dude, I'm saving you from
getting a ticket. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
those cops
I'm going speed limit. I've got a ticket in there in Ellesmere. So I'm like,
I do too, man.
So, and he was, like, riding my ass. He's got one of those, like, I don't know nothing about cars, but it's, like, something to make it real loud, but it sounds like shit.
Exhaust on there?
Yeah, exhaust. That's what it is.
Yeah, a little fart cannon.
Yeah, and it sounds like shit. And, So we were on Kirkwood Highway or whatever, and he pulled up next to me, and I was just like, and he just went like this.
Oh, they always get so mad when you're not.
And he flew by me, but then we both ended up next to each other at a red light.
I think that's
hysterical. Hilarious.
I think
that's
hilarious. Hysterical when people are just like. I usually drive pretty fast, but like there's times where you're just like, okay, I don't need to speed here.
Yeah.
And like you always see those people like Jersey's the worst, man. Like driving up the Jersey Turnpike, like you'll be like, I think the speed limit's like 65. So I'll usually drive like 70 or 75, something like that, like pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then you get that one guy that just comes up creeping up on your ass. He's driving like 90 and he can't help himself but just be up your ass until you get over. And then he flies past you and then you end up getting off the same exit.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what did that gain you?
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing.
And it's funny, like, they think they're driving so fast and stuff, but I'm like, dude, I can drive just as fast. You're just pressing on the gas pedal harder.
That's
all you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a fast car, so why are you trying, especially like guys in trucks?
Oh, those are the guys that are the funniest ones.
I'm like, why do you think your truck is fast?
There are some diesel trucks that are pretty fast.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I have a
Oh.
buddy who has a diesel truck's pretty fast. I have another buddy who has a Ford Raptor. That'll
Raptor. Oh, no, yeah, I know Raptor.
I have some friends with some really fast cars. Like, I have a buddy who has a McLaren. I got some buddies that have, like, dragsters and whatnot. Those are fast cars.
Yeah.
And I've been in some seriously fast cars that throw your head back and whatnot. I've been in, like, supercharged Corvettes and stuff.
Right.
Those are fast cars. And most of those guys, they'll speed a little bit, but you're not going to see them flying down the highway leaving out traffic because they know they don't need to do that.
Yeah.
That's the difference, That goes back to the whole concept of, like, bullying in a different arena.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I need to take my power here on the road because I can't take it anywhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the one time I got closest to actually getting out of my car, we were at UPenn and we're coming out of the parking garage.
That's the worst over there.
And so we're at a light and it was yellow and I like slowed down because I was about to turn red anyway. And the dude kept honking at me. I'm like, I took my seatbelt off. I climbed out my window. I was like, yo, what the fuck you honking at? He was like, the light's green. I looked at it. I was like, no, it's fucking not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I was just pissed off that because that was like the third time he honked at me. You know what I'm saying? And I should have just sat there and like after I did it, I was like, oh, that was stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's been plenty of times where I almost got out of my car too, but like I've never actually got out of my car. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
But there's been plenty of times where I thought about like, oh, you should just get out of this guy's ass. But like again, what do you gain from that?
Yeah.
So like that's my concept I've been having lately with myself is just like, okay, if you're gonna do this, what does that get you? What are you gaining? What's the benefit? Is there a benefit?
Exactly. And there's not. There's not at all.
Never.
Because you're never probably gonna see that person again.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean it's pointless.
Yeah.
But it's all about just like controlling. Like we go back to like the whole Larry Wheels thing, like controlling your like attitude, controlling yourself.
Yeah.
Controlling your emotions.
People struggle with that a lot.
Yeah, I mean
it's a tough thing to work with because that's a lifelong battle.
Oh yeah.
Like I always look at my dad as an example because he's such a measured person.
Okay.
And I always look to that and I'm like, how did you get to be like this?
Yeah.
And it's just like he's been trying to attain this measured, great managerial persona his whole life.
Yeah.
So it's not like something he's just like, hey, I've been good at my whole life. He's
Right.
like, hey, I had to work at this, He's like, everybody has anger issues, everybody's got to work through their own battles.
Yeah.
And when you get to that point of like, hey, I can be a measured person and sort of almost like keep that poker face, even though like, you may be angry or whatever. I struggled with that a lot when I was like first started working.
Yeah.
Like I just get pissed. I'm like, God, why is this person just doing their job and this and that, and this pissing me off, that pissing me off. And you realize like, why did I just raise my blood pressure for something that I'm going to forget about when I leave work?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done.
It's tough.
But especially with me, like, I was just in a basketball league a couple of years ago. Was it a couple of years ago? Maybe like a year ago? I don't know. But it was our last game, or second to last game, right? Last quarter, we were down by like 70. And I was running down the court, and one of my teammates, who's not even in the game, like steps in front of me and gets in my face and says, "Why don't you sit out, Ben? Why don't you sit out?" And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" I was like, "Whoa, what?" And then he started really getting into my face, and I think that's what triggered me.
Yeah.
You know, because, and at this time, like, I'm a lot better at controlling my emotions, but when he got that close, my old self came back.
Well, that's like that fight or flight mentality, too.
Yeah. And I didn't shut up. I kept chirping until I left the building.
Yeah.
Like, because I was just that furious, and I wanted to hurt him so bad.
When you get
but I knew I wasn't going to.
Yeah, when you get worked up like that, it's so hard to calm down.
And I had my wife there, my in-laws there. Like, my in-laws saw me like that. You know, so...
Well, and, like, you feel so embarrassed later on.
I was so mad. I wish I would have done something like that, like, differently. I knew I wasn't going to hit him.
Right.
Because I'm not like that. I don't swing first. If he swung at me, it would have been a different story.
Oh, that's an older story, yeah.
But the fact that he got that close to me for no reason, and then he didn't say a word after that. He shut up.
Some guys just like to talk, man.
Yeah, I don't even know why he did it. I think he was, like, thinking, like, I didn't sit out the whole game, so I thought I was doing other people a favor. Right. I wanted a break.
Right.
But no one would give me one.
Yeah.
And he thought I was, like, staying in there because I thought I was the best or something. I don't know. You know, so we thought two different things. He assumed something rather than taking me aside like a man and saying, "Hey, man, like, do you mind, like, coming out?" I'm like, "Oh," I would have been like, "Oh yeah, fine.
Yeah,
I have no problem."
That's another thing too. People don't
get in my
handle
face
situations.
You know, like, come like that to me. I don't think so.
That goes the whole thing with controlling your emotions. Like, that guy should also control himself a little better too.
Oh yeah, and I think he was trying to be. He wasn't very. I don't even know the word for it. I guess I would say manly. I don't like using those terms, but like he was skipping up and down the floor. He had a girlfriend that was on the team, and I think he kind of wanted to, like, try and show off for her. And then, because she started getting in my face too, I was like, whoa, because I was just like showing her how to shoot a basketball before, because she wasn't good at all. She was awful.
Yeah. I
don't think she's ever played before, but I was just showing her, like, and I was cheering her on when she would do stuff because she was new. She wasn't, you know?
Yeah.
And, but when her guy was in my face, she was like, "Oh, yeah, you need to come out." I'm like, I was just helping you.
I always think it's funny when, like, women try to get in, like, another dude's face when they're, like, singing.
Yeah, don't do that. Because other guys won't be as nice as me.
Exactly. I've seen plenty of videos.
That's
like,
when you'll
girls get dead.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, at the same time, like,
yeah.
We talk about equality. I mean, I don't want to, like we were talking about women beating whatnot, but, like, some women deserve to be hit, not by me, by another woman, but, like, why are you chirping in another dude's face when you really don't need to be?
Right, it's dangerous.
You know, like, you're just as responsible for your actions as your boyfriend is.
Yeah.
You know, you should be trying to control yourself too, or if anything, try to de-escalate the situation.
Right. Don't assume that I don't hit women.
Exactly, but I mean, you know, I mean, you would hope that she would assume that because you would hope that everyone's that nice, but
right.
I feel like this will plot.
But if you're
a woman beating,
just the end of it. But if you're a woman, you can't assume that a dude's not going to hit a woman.
Oh yeah, that's the whole.
They can't get too comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
That's that whole, like, fear of, like, hey, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man.
You want to wrap it up, fella?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right, let's wrap it on up.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, watching. Yeah, and that's about it. This is Strong Tower Podcast. Ben Steele. We're out.
Thanks for having me, buddy. See you.